My name's Andrea Hollander. I grew up in Westfield, New Jersey, and I currently live in Denver, Colorado, and I'm a personal trainer in the Denver area. Growing up, I played competitive soccer, did pretty well, got good grades, lots of travel, didn't have to worry about anything, and now I realize how easy I had it and how good I had it. I noticed around the 6th grade that I was different. I always had really big quads and I was strong, and other girls were different than me, and I thought they were all anorexic, so I started noticing my weight and wanting to change that. So I started exercising on top of exercising, and then eating less, and then before you know it, full-blown eating disorder. The thoughts started in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and then the actions really started in high school. I started restriction, so eating less calories every day and exercising more. And then people catch on, and then you start eating, and then you start purging, and it's just a very vicious cycle. My brother was the first to notice, I think, and then my friends all started to catch on, and I lost a lot of friends from it because I didn't want anyone to tell me that I was sick and that I needed help. So I pushed everyone away. I was mad at everyone and everything. I was mad at people trying to make me healthier or better because I almost wanted to just be sick, and I didn't really understand. I didn't know what it was to be like not being sick, and that was my life, that's what I knew. I was in treatment 3 times in high school, inpatient treatment, which is typically about a month when you stay in the hospital. You can't leave the hospital, you have to put on weight, you have to go through therapy, and these would be months at a time. I was in the ICU several times, the ER a few times, and it takes people start to lose interest in you, or it's very hard to be friends with someone when they're in and out of the hospital and emotionally unstable. I lost a soccer scholarship due to it. I lost a lot. Now that I realize you miss out on a lot of fun things when you're sick. There were moments where I wanted to get better, and then moments where I just didn't care. And it felt like there was always someone pushing me or nagging me when I was in high school, and you just do whatever you can to get them off your back. And then you do what you can to get by. At least that's how I was in high school. I was like, just graduate, get out of New Jersey, move on with your life. So college was awesome, but now looking back, I realized that I got healthier. I left, came to Colorado, went to University of Denver, and it was amazing. It was like, you go to college and you can reinvent yourself. Like, no one knows you. There's no one from Westfield High School, no one from New Jersey, and you're like, I can be anyone, but you're still the person you are. Like, I noticed in college, I started partying a lot. I'd go out every night, and I just kind of replaced my eating disorder for drinking and partying. When I look back on it, I was like, that was not healthy either, so. So my father died of cancer my senior year of college, and that was the hardest thing I ever had to experience, and I went right back to my eating disorder. About a year to the date of his death, I had a cardiac arrest. I had 5 heart attacks and was put in a induced coma. I was in a coma for about 5 days, and then woke up, went straight to cardiac unit for 2 weeks, and then from there got treatment. So having a near-death experience changed everything. I had a really good support system, I just didn't. In high school I did. I just never reached out or used it. And then in college, I had some really good friends that helped me. And then when I post my last treatment having cardiac arrest, my now husband was there for me and my best friend, and I had a very good support system, which was super important. I didn't let go of all the guilt I felt for, it took me about 3 years to finally be like, okay, you're okay, they're okay, you're alive, move on. Even if you don't want to, it's a really icky situation because you realize how much you hurt the people you love, and then you have to be like, I really need your help. So it's kind of a challenging situation because you feel guilty, you feel a lot of guilt, and yet you're like, I need you to sit with me for this meal every day. It's challenging for everyone that's involved. I didn't know what healthy felt like for 10 years. And I used to wake up in the middle of the night and eat like 3 bananas because my potassium levels were so low since I was bulimic. I couldn't sleep. I mean, I felt awful all the time. All I did was drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol. Like, I hated my body. And now that I know what it feels like to feel good, it's amazing. And you can't really explain that to someone unless they feel it. If the people you're around make you feel bad about yourself, leave them. It's not worth it. Find friends that are there that are going to support you and be nice. I mean, people can be really mean. Educate yourself. What do you need? Especially like in high school, like you're still developing. Like, what does a normal diet look like? Sleep, food, like all of that is super important. Having the knowledge, I mean, knowledge is the most powerful thing. Knowing what is a good choice. I hate using bad choice, but you know, balance is kind of what I would teach young individuals. There's a lot of different types of eating disorders. There's anorexia nervosa, there's bulimia nervosa, there's binge eating. I mean, there's a list. There's things where you eat non-edible things. Eating disorders come in all shapes and sizes. And a lot of people are like, I'm not sick. You don't have to look a certain way to be really sick. I mean, when I had my cardiac arrest, I looked sick, yes, but like for those other 10 years that I was sick, I didn't always look sick. And people, you don't judge a book by its cover. You really don't know what's going on internally. So just because you might not think you're sick because you don't weigh a certain weight that's very false. And it's dangerous. It's different for every person. I remember playing like a big soccer game and then the next day being in the ER because my electrolytes were imbalanced and they were scared I was gonna have cardiac arrest. And I was like, I feel great, I look great, I don't look sick. And I was. So that's one thing that I would emphasize because a lot of people are like, well, you don't look sick. It's just all about education.